and welcome to My Xbox and Me, episode 223. I am one of your hosts, MC Fixer, alongside the one and only, Fresh. Crash, how you doing?
I'm doing good.
What's wrong now?
You told me not to talk during the intro. I don't know when the intro ends.
The intro's over now.
Okay.
The intro part of the front, so I don't have to edit it all and stuff.
Oh, okay.
Stop acting like you don't know this stuff, alright?
I don't know this stuff.
Quick question,
I'm
Crash.
very new to Okay, ask me. Go ahead.
Is it true? And you have to answer the question truthfully.
Okay.
Is it true that you said that you would rather have the coronavirus instead of doing this podcast?
No. Not at all.
Guys?
I don't even know what the coronavirus is.
Guys?
Is that when you drink a Corona?
Guys?
I've never been a fan of Corona, so I wouldn't get that virus.
Guys? I promise you, Crash said before we started
I'm just
that
okay.
This is his exact words.
Can I put something out there?
Go on then.
Can I put something out there?
Go on then.
Fix is now desperately trying to get me off the podcast. He wasn't even gonna have me here today, but Zyger said, "Yo, I can't make it." He's like, "I gotta bring Crush in, but I gotta set the people up ready so they're ready when he's not showing up." Crush said he'd rather get the coronavirus, so I think he's off trying to catch it or something.
Are you actually trying to play me like that? You're actually trying to play me?
You?
Damn,
We'll let the
Crash.
community decide,
Zyger
right?
was meant to be on this week's episode, you are correct. But he's sick, so he can't make it. So get well soon, Zyger. Or rest in peace, either way. But did you not say that you'd rather have the coronavirus than do this podcast?
No.
You did. You're such a liar.
No.
You're such a liar.
And if I did, and you asked me if you could say it on the podcast, I would have responded that I would never admit to it. If it happened.
If it happened.
If it happened.
Got ya. That makes sense. That makes sense. What have you been up to? You've been playing video games? You've been alright? What's the plan? What's happening?
Video games. I've been doing things.
Have you missed me?
There's not a day that goes by where my heart doesn't ache when I don't see you, Fix.
I mean, that might be the most touching thing you've ever said to me.
It's also a lie.
Oh, now you decide to start lying and telling people you lie. Interesting. Again, I just want to quickly, just while I've got the time to, thank you to every single person who's reached out to me, either publicly or privately. My mum has now been through her operation for cancer. She has had one of her breasts removed. She's on the recovery. She's doing really well. Like, really, really, really well. Way better than I ever expected, way better than I thought. There's still a long road ahead of us, don't get me wrong. She's still got to go for another operation, and obviously we've got checkups every year, and we've got to check the lymph node glands in your armpit. She's got that test to come up, but she's doing really well. So just thank you everyone that's reached out, publicly or privately. I've had private messages, I've had public messages. I haven't responded to them all just because she's doing well. I'm still not doing great.
Right.
Over it all, but thank you. I do see them, so thank you. I do appreciate it. Crash, this is My Xbox and Me, our weekly Xbox show. You can get it live. You can get it early, on patreon.com/mcfixer. It is what keeps the lights on. It's what it keeps me going. It is what makes this show happen. It's what gives us www.myxboxandme.com. It's what allows people like Zygar and Nelson and not you. Me and you don't really write on there, if we're being honest. That's not really our forte.
Yeah, no.
I think even the writers were expecting me to write on there, and I'm like, you realize I'm dyslexic? That's not happening. All right,
dyslexic.
That's not happening. That's not happening.
You have a pretty good excuse.
What's your excuse? Moving on.
Well, I had a pretty good excuse if Fix didn't cut me off.
Find out next week. You have to tune in.
Yeah.
But yeah, there are some new articles up right now. There is what's the Kingdom Hearts DLC? What's it called?
Remind.
Remind is
Kingdom
up.
Hearts 3
Yes.
Remind, yeah.
We do know that isn't currently out on Xbox. So it was reviewed on a PS4 unit. We were re-reviewing it on an Xbox unit. But we thought it was important to get that up just because in a timely manner. It will be coming to Xbox. So go check out that article. If not, Zyger does some weekly stuff on the news and stuff. Go check out the website. We had a big spike when we announced it. And obviously there was a big drop off, and it's our job now to keep the content coming, and we will. I think we got a meeting this week about I want to sort of give people some more job roles and stuff like that. So we're figuring it out. I just want people to bear with us and go check it out if you haven't already. Check out the desktop version. It looks way better than the mobile version. Not that I don't like the mobile version. It's just I like the desktop version more. Just saying.
Everybody has opinions.
Would you prefer the desktop version? I mean the mobile version?
Yeah.
Both of them are great. You've not even looked.
I prefer whichever one you don't. I've seen. What do you mean I haven't looked?
I don't know. I don't trust you.
What do you mean I haven't looked?
I don't know. Something tells me.
Of course I've looked.
Okay, fine. Remember, also, subscribe to the YouTube channel, youtube.com/myxboxandme is where this video goes up now. If you've not subscribed to that channel, please do. Me and Crush are still doing video ideas. There's stuff. I've been busy with my mum, so we've not been able to be as on top of things as I would like, but a lot of games are coming out now, so we will be back on top of it. I promise you that. And last but not least, I want to give a shout out to one special person for this.
Okay.
Because what did we say last week, Crash?
I don't remember.
Rate us on iTunes, everybody, because it helps.
Oh, someone
us chart.
rated us?
So we went from 49 to 52, I believe, yeah? But the person I want to shout out is Little Smitty. Because that man clearly stole his wife's phone and wrote up a whole review from her, acting like it was her from her phone, and I love it. Respect. Like I told you guys, go steal your mum's phone, go steal your dad's phone, go steal your nan's phone, go steal your grandma's, your brother's iPad, logged into your nan's cousin's uncle's account, and review the podcast, please. And if you're not on Apple, then make an account and log in on the website and review, please. Krish, have you done it yet? I know for a fact your mum has an iPhone.
My mom?
Yes.
Nah,
you
she's
told
Android.
me. You told me she has an iPhone. No, you're a liar.
Nah, she's Android, bro.
Nah, you're a liar, bro. I don't respect it.
She's got that Pixel.
You're a liar.
She got the Pixel, bro.
You're a liar.
You want me to go get her? She can tell you she's got the Pixel. I don't want her on this
show. She might beat me up.
Can you speak Albanian? You might not be able to get through to her.
I'll get Google Translate. I'll be fine.
I got it.
No Patreon producer this month, but if you do want to become one, again, patreon.com/mcfixer. Spare a few bucks for your boy. But, topic of the show, Crash. We delayed the show one day and we get some big news, mate. Big news.
We delayed it because we knew this news was coming out.
We had the inside scoop, but I didn't want to break the story. I didn't want to break it, you know? It was like, it wasn't, you know, Rockstar, are they really Xbox related? It's more plate, you know, I was like, not worth it, not worth it. But the big story is Rockstar Games boss Dan Houser is leaving. The GTA and Red Dead developer will be leaving, Rockstar Games. Dan Houser, the vice president of creative at Rockstar Games, developer of GTA, Red Dead Redemption, Bully, Smuggler's Run, plenty more games I could go on, is leaving the company. The news was shared by Rockstar's parent company, Take-Two, in a SEC filing, which comes just 2 days before the Take-Two delivers its earning report. A brief statement reveals Houser has been on an extended break beginning last spring, and that March 11th, 2020 will be his final day with the studio. Quote, "We're extremely grateful for his contributions. Rockstar Games has built some of the most critical acclaimed and commercially successful games, a global community and passionate fans, and an incredible talented team which remains focused on current and future projects," said Take-Two. Crash. So, what we know so far is Dan is leaving, but his brother is staying. Obviously, they both founded the company together. His brother is still staying on in his job role currently and working with the teams on, we assume, GTA 6 and everything else that's in development.
Yes.
But Dan was the writer. Dan was the one that did the writing on all of the games that I listed. Red Dead, GTA, Red Dead 2.
Did he do all the GTAs? I know he did GTA 5.
Sorry, okay, maybe I may have misspoken then. But yeah, he was a crux of what Rockstar is. Yep. How does that, before we get into the nitty gritty stuff, how does that make you feel on that level for the next Rockstar game that comes? Like,
I don't know, because I don't know how much of it was just him and maybe the conversations he had with his team. Because it could be like he penned the story,
Yeah.
but the story was laid out like with him and his brother or him and the whole team, where it wasn't just him and he just wrote the dialogue and where the story goes exactly.
Got ya.
But this doesn't look great from a story perspective. But the question becomes: is Rockstar only big because of their stories necessarily, right?
Okay, yeah, I get what you're saying. For me, this is a big deal. Dan Houser is a household name, and to lose someone of his caliber at in my opinion, the best studio games I've ever seen. First to them, I'd say Naughty Dog probably second, in my opinion. I like story-driven games. So for those two studios, they are the best. And I'm not even someone that loves Uncharted either. I think it's a fine game and a fine story, but you understand what I'm saying. I wonder what is going on here. Obviously, we've been hearing rumblings for a while now of Take-Two want games out faster from Rockstar. They want to go back to the old days where we got Vice City, San Andreas, what was the other one on PSP? Like, I think it was Chinatown. That was a DS one, I think, actually.
Chinatown was the DS one.
There was another one. There was a couple on PSP that they just kept hitting. And they were, don't get me wrong, in my opinion, they were all great games, but they weren't to the level of a GTA 5.
It was diluting Rockstar's like sort of value a little bit.
Exactly. But I bought them every year. I enjoyed them. They were fine games. But it weren't GTA 5. So is this that Take-Two have come along and been like, hey, don't get me wrong, guys. We love what you do. You make the biggest IP in the world. You make money just coming out of everywhere. There's money always coming. But we want more. And that's I feel, in my opinion, and again, speculation, I don't know the ins and outs, it's just from what I think, have they just got this rock, and like getting blood out of a stone, and they've literally got all the blood out of this stone, and they're like, we want more. How do we get more?
Yeah.
We get rid of this guy. This is the guy that is the artist, is the creator, is the one that's like, this game needs to be perfect, in quotes, because no game can ever be perfect because of bugs and stuff. Like, we don't care if you travel to another city and the radio stations are different. That adds a month of development time. We don't care that this looks like this and that looks like that. And my Uncle Fishy, most of you know, you've probably seen him on my stream and stuff. He actually wrote to me, he's like, do you see about Dan Houser? And I just put, and I'm going to read it verbatim here, which was, Take-Two, I literally put, Take-Two want to get money out, want to get games out quicker so they can make more money, doing what publishers like to do. They don't care about the art or the quality. It's all about profit.
Yeah.
And honestly, that's how I feel. If, and again, speculation, I don't know the ins and outs, I don't know these people personally, I have no links, I have no reporting on this, but if it's from that inkling, I think they're in the wrong here, Take-Two.
Yeah. I mean, we see it all the time in mediums with creatives, whether it be like music or TV or whatever you have, is where the industry will sort of take a creative, bleed them dry, take what they own from that creative, get rid of the creative, and then just move on to the next thing while they're still profiting from whoever it was built.
Yeah.
And this just sort of like with the news we've gotten recently, and like you said, we don't know what is true.
No,
and what
all
isn't.
speculation.
Yeah, this just seems to be like, oh, it's kind of weird that Dan Houser is leaving now. And then it's kind of weird that Take-Two put out a statement and he didn't put out a statement himself.
Yeah.
Maybe we get one in March, which will be like, oh yeah, I just really kind of wanted to explore other options and do other stuff. Like, I've done this for so long. And I'd understand that because he has been doing this for so long. It's like, oh, he really just wants to do other stuff. And his brother's still there. So maybe he's like, I feel like it'll still be in good hands and whatnot.
The only statement we've had from him as of lately is the one he said about GTA 6, which is, I don't know how long ago it was, but I remember it being something along the lines of, and I'm going to be misquoting, but it's along the lines of this, which was like, when we do make GTA 6, what does that look like because of the current political climate? GTA has been known for obviously pushing boundaries, pushing the world. Like, you mentioned GTA to a 60-year-old, they probably know what it is. It's the game that you beat up hookers. To them, that's not what it is, but to them, so they know what this game is. So maybe it was just a case of I've in their opinion, obviously Red Dead was a smash hit. It did financially brilliantly. The story of Red Dead's really good. Like, I don't think the story is what's wrong with that game. It's the game was wrong with that game, in my opinion. Maybe he was like, I've done it. Like, what more can I do now? And a forcing of, well, I feel like I need to take a step back. They want something different from what I want. So where do I go from there?
Yeah. Yeah. This is it. It really is. No matter like what the case is, it is a shame to see him leave Rockstar.
So the question is, Crash, if he wants to stay in games,
yeah,
Phil Spencer better be sprinting, right?
Oh yeah. I'm sure that Phil Spencer has already spoken to him. Like before this news even came out, Phil Spencer's probably already known about it and had a conversation with him. I'm sure everybody's had a conversation with him.
Everybody, yeah. Obviously,
like everybody who's big enough, right?
Yeah. But is this a Kojima situation? Like, I don't know how much flack I want to take for this one. I'm gonna say it.
Go for it.
Dan Hazard is a bigger name than Kojima, in my opinion. For me.
For you, yeah, I don't think in gaming in general.
Because of the type, no, because he's not out in front like that.
I was about to say.
Dan Hazard stays in the studio and does the work. I'm not to say Kojima doesn't, but that's what he does. He stays away from the public eye. Remember, Dan Hazard's been in the public eye. He doesn't do interviews because he can't, because of the situations he's been put in, because of the games that he makes. Kojima doesn't make games that people want to boycott and take off shelves and are known as simulation killers, stuff like that. Like, that's just not the way it is with Kojima. Dan Hazard does make those type of games, or people perceive those games to be like that. I'm like, yo, if he still wants to make games, Xbox need to go get him. Kojima went to PlayStation, got the blank check, made the game that he wanted. Xbox needs to go to Dan Hazard, put the best team around him that they can, go buy him a new studio, that's literally another studio, go do it, whatever it is, put the right tools around him, and let's go.
Yeah. Yeah, it would be great to see Microsoft get him, right?
I'd love it. I think he's done with games.
I think for the time being, I think if he really wants to, he'll come back at it at some point in the future. But for right now, I think he's like, I just want to relax for a little bit. I've done the games and everything. I just want to explore other avenues or just do nothing for a while, right?
There's no publisher in the world that wouldn't give him an empty blank check, right?
Yeah. They might see the check and be like, oh man, we don't got this much.
Yeah.
But they'll give him a blank check. Like, whatever you need, we'll give you up to what we can, right?
Yeah. Like, I don't think that of the big publishers, Ubisoft, EA, Xbox, Sony, well, I say any, probably not Nintendo. Nintendo would be the only one like, we're good.
Would have fit with us, I'm sorry.
We're good.
Yeah.
But could you imagine obviously, I remember when Sony had the exclusive on, what's it called? What's the exclusive that never came out?
Agents?
Agent.
Or
Agent, wasn't it?
Something
Agent.
like that.
I think it was Agent. And then it was going to be an open world. It was similar to GTA, that type of thing. Like, I want a game similar to GTA. I want GTA.
It's not GTA.
But I want a game similar to that in a different setting, different style, different, like, yeah, I would want that. Like, I remember the days that we had Saints Row. Like, Saints Row, I miss Saints Row so much. Like, old school Saints Row. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
I don't hate the new ones, but old school Saints Row, like, was what it was. It was a knockoff GTA. Like, we don't get those type of games anymore. So if we could get an open world, realistic, story driven, smaller. I feel like smaller would be nice. Like, at a world type thing, like 20, 30 hours. Like, doesn't need to be 100 hours.
It's gotten bigger and bigger.
It doesn't need to be bigger.
So, like, go back to, like, the GTA San Andreas days where it's like, it's an open world game, but it's sort of like, this is the story, and that's like 10 to 20 hours, and then there's a whole bunch of stuff to do in that open world, but it's not that crazy.
Exactly. I'd love it, personally. But,
yeah,
that's just my opinion. But yeah, email him, myxboxandme at gmail.com. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this topic and anything else we do talk about during the show. Let's get into Fixer's sack right now. First of all, I'm renaming the segments. I was saying to Crash earlier. What can we rename Fixer's sack? Like, I loved Fixer Sack as a joke when it was back in the day. I feel like any new listener that comes in and hears Fixer Sack, they're like, are they talking about his ball bag? Are they talking about a mail bag? What is it they're talking about? So I want to rename it. If anyone's got any ideas, again, email in or put it in the Discord channel for looking for questions for podcasts. But yeah, Fixer Sack, here we go. Probably missed the questions for this week, but on the off chance I didn't, do you think the Wonderful 101 Kickstarter will add a stretch goal for the game to come to Xbox? Or does Platinum Games just hate us? From Zyger. Crash?
No.
Yeah.
I don't think they hate Xbox.
No.
I just don't think they expect it to do anything for Xbox.
I always find these weird, though, with Kickstarters where they don't add all platforms. Where it's like, it's being funded.
Yeah.
Work out the development costs. Why would you not fund it and then everything you make on it would be profit, wouldn't it?
Not necessarily. So let's say it makes 10 million and it makes like 5 million over the funding cost. Whatever the next level they would have added, it already cover that.
Okay.
But they didn't even add it, so it doesn't really change anything.
No, I think...
I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
But like, if there's no need to add it, like, I don't think
why add the unnecessary stress if you don't need to?
Exactly.
Yeah.
I don't think they have numbers of where the game sold well.
Yes.
From on the Wii U,
Yeah.
so they're probably like, okay, sold well here, here, and here. Those are PlayStation dominant, and it's not really Xbox heavy.
Yeah.
Why are we gonna add it to Xbox, right?
I get it. I don't know. I just thought, especially with Platinum having had a working relationship with Xbox, and I thought we was over this hump of like Japanese games not coming to Xbox, and this comes out, makes £1 million in less than a day, and I'm like, this is big. Why is it not on there? Like, to me, like, obviously this is not an IP that I am familiar with because it isn't on the Xbox platform. But I am a bit like, man, this kind of sucks. I thought we were over that hump, but we're clearly not yet.
Yeah, I'm sure after this happened, Phil Spencer's probably had a conversation with him, and maybe it will happen, or maybe it'll happen regardless of the Kickstarter goal, and that'll be sort of like a surprise that Microsoft gets to drop or something.
I feel like the only way I feel like it comes to Xbox is if Xbox reaches in their pocket and says, we'll pay development costs for it. At that point, like with Shenmue. Shenmue. Obviously, Shenmue's Kickstarter was launched and Sony helped fund it as well. Like, I could imagine them going, yeah, we want this on our platform. This would be perfect for Game Pass. Let's do it. But I don't know, man. It's weird. It's a weird one.
Yeah, it's weird on both sides because, like, as an Xbox fan, you really want to see more stuff coming and not as many stuff. Just sort of like, oh, it doesn't really appeal to Xbox markets. It's more of a Japanese game or whatever, and so it doesn't come. But then on a developer side, it's like, why put it there when it's not going to sell the numbers we need it to like warrant the development costs? Like, yeah, we'll make a profit, but it won't be enough to like really warrant the time we spent into it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So
thank you very much for the questions, I appreciate it. Next question says, what do you feel were the successes and failures of the Xbox One? What do you expect out of Xbox at this year's E3? What were your hopes for the future for Xbox? What games would you wish were on Xbox? From Mini Midas. We'll start at the top there, Crash. So what were the successes and failures of the Xbox One? As the console generation comes to an end, obviously people are reminiscing, people are thinking of this gen. What was the Xbox's biggest success? Xbox One's biggest success?
Resuscitating its own life and not dying off.
Very true.
I think that's like a really big one. Like when Xbox first came out, it was a horrible launch. Yeah. It was really, really bad. And they made a success out of it as much as they could. Not to say that it's like a blowaway success. No. Like compared to Sony, they didn't really sell as much.
Yeah.
But it could have been a lot worse if they didn't take the steps they did. And most of that comes to Phil Spencer. So maybe Phil Spencer deserves that spot instead of Xbox in general. But, you know.
I don't think it's just... I'd love to give all the credit to Phil. Don't get me wrong. I'm sure he's done a great job. But there's so many more moving parts. It is Phil. It is Watching the way Major Nelson moves now with what he does, it's Aaron Greenberg. It's the whole slate of the team. And there's plenty of names I don't even know
Absolutely.
that are doing probably more than Phil, where Phil's just the face and gets to take credit for a lot of it. Not that he wants the credit, but people put it on him.
Yeah, I don't mean Phil Spencer in terms of like the back end stuff, but one of Microsoft's big problems when the Xbox first launched was the face of Microsoft.
It was suits, weren't it? It was just faceless suits.
Don
Matrick. I mean, I could list off a couple, but I'm not going to. But Don Matrick was the big one, where we're just like, when I'm buying my plastic box of toys, I kind of want to like the person that I'm buying it from.
Exactly. Phil Spencer's a very likable person.
Very.
Yeah.
Very. So for me, I agree with you in that sense. I would say services. Services has been Xbox's biggest success. We've seen that with Game Pass, obviously, and even the limited stuff that I've touched of Project xCloud. If you look across your competitor, which your biggest competitor is PlayStation, you have the service that they want. At the end of the day, they don't do it because they feel like they're in a better position and yada yada. But if you think PlayStation don't want PlayStation now to be as big as Xbox Game Pass, you're wrong. Yeah, you're wrong. Game Pass is a humongous service. Everybody seems to like it. Developers seem to like it because they're getting good cuts. Xbox seem to like it because they're making good money. Developers, indie devs seem to like it because they sell more copies. It seems like it might be the first subscription service where no one feels like they're getting ripped off. I feel like I'm talking from a bit of a privileged position, so I don't want to say too much, but I have paid for months of it. I've bought 6 months extra before because there's always, I feel like it's so good and so much value for money. Anytime Haley's Xbox Game Pass runs out and we want to play a game, I have no problem in paying the $7.99 for it, ever. Yeah. I don't even feel a type of way. Whether she uses it or not, it's her prerogative. But I'm like, yeah, no problem. No problem.
Yeah. I really wouldn't be surprised to see Sony sort of adjust its game path as well because of Game Pass. In terms of PlayStation Now and everything.
I don't think PlayStation Now will ever be day and date first party games. Ever.
No.
But they're already doing it. You can already see that they're testing the waters with it. Obviously, Horizon Zero Dawn's in there. God of War's been in there. Uncharted. Uncharted Lost Legacy's been in there. They're definitely testing the waters. They're getting there. But I do think that's one of Xbox's biggest successes, definitely, is its services.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah. What else would I say of successes? I think the one thing that would probably go under the radar, but it's accessibility to disabled gamers. The accessibility controller is far and beyond something that doesn't affect maybe me or you, Kresh, or even maybe anybody listening to this show. But what it does do for people that need it is ridiculous. It is so underestimated. Not that I don't think Xbox care about it being like, oh, look at us. From when I spoke to AC Bongos about it, he never came across pat on the back pat on the back team. It was just a case of, no, this is what we think's right. We think it's right to include everybody, and that's what we get to see on a daily basis. So what else?
Studio acquisition. I think that's been a big part, but is that really success?
I don't think that's a success yet because we haven't seen the fruits of that labor yet. Well, we will know about that in 2 to 3 years' time. If it was really, was it a smart idea picking up Ninja Theory? Was it a smart idea picking up starting the initiative? Was it a smart idea picking up what's Tim Schafer's team? I can't remember. Damn, it's come out of my head. Double Fine. Was it smart? Do you know what I mean? There's so many. There's so many. Was it smart, the correlation, only working on Gears? We will find out soon enough when Gears Tactic drops, when Double Fine puts out their next game, when this happens. When we see Hellblade 2, it's just... we will know that. I don't think that's a success yet. That's definitely in a maybe pile. Failures, in my opinion, exclusives. Their exclusives. Their exclusive front has been a shambles for this generation. Yeah. As someone who's covered Xbox for the majority of this generation, it's been hard. It's been hard to look across the road and see, from a business perspective, when I'm talking on the podcast, not from I still play those games, but
Yeah.
it's hard to see that PlayStation have Uncharted and Last of Us and Horizon Zero Dawn and God of War and whatever else, and then we come over. We've had Sunset Overdrive, Forza Horizon,
Yeah.
3 or 4, 3 I believe, Forza Motorsport, Gears. You can say Gears of War 4. I don't think it's quite to that level. I think it's I like Gears of War 4 a lot. Don't get me wrong, but I don't think it took. I didn't want it to change, but it didn't change enough for it to be the next level, for me. So yeah, I think on its exclusive front, we've got months and years without top tier exclusives, like top.
I think
tier.
on a good note in that sense is we talked about like Sony's exclusives. The reason that happened was because Sony's lackluster start to the generation with the PS3, right?
Yes.
So it seems like Microsoft's sort of following suit in that, and we're like, okay, we do need games to sustain a not great launch and still sort of do great. So I do think next year and next generation and everything, it will be a really uphill sort of ascendance for
I feel
Microsoft
like
in that front.
next gen for Xbox is going to be like a ball rolling down a hill.
Yeah.
For me, it's going to be a case of we're gonna get Halo. We're kicking off the new generation with a brand new Halo, which from someone who's not like the biggest Halo fan, it's like, okay, and this game needs to get me in and explain to me why I need to love Halo, and it needs to change. It needs to be that next level of Halo for me. I think so, to really show what Xbox can do, and then from there we get to see all these new studios. Obviously, I've been wanting a new Fable game for a long time, so we'll wait for that. But yeah, I mean, failures this year has definitely been exclusive, definitely one of them, definitely. I think it's like you said. I think it's having the mixed messaging, mixed marketing, mixed everything at the start of the gen. That's Xbox One's biggest failure. Like the all-in-one console was a great idea in its premise. It wasn't its great idea in practice, unfortunately.
Yeah. I think for like what they had envisioned, which was gaming as part of like the home system and all that stuff, like it works out, but gamers don't really care about the home system at the end of the day, and that's how you sell consoles, right? Is selling it to gamers, and the gamers will be like, oh, yo, you really should get the Xbox. It's fun. It has this, and this, which they'll market it to the casual audience for you in a lot of ways. Yeah. So,
I think one of Xbox's biggest failures was not adopting VR, in my opinion. Not that I don't think VR is nowhere near as big as what people expected it to be, but not even having a hand in VR leaves you 10 steps behind your competitor. Again, I've wanted a PSVR for so long, but it's just like, I'm not going to get one. There's no point. Xbox could have done it. And for me, again, this is, you're only hearing my opinion. That's what this podcast is. I would have loved to have seen it. So that's one thing where even if they could have made it compatible with a Oculus or a Samsung Gear, if they could have come with that partnership that we speculated on so much, then we maybe would have seen good things. Showing us HoloLens at E3. Why did that ever happen? It was never something that came to mass market. It was never something. It was for investors. It was for big time giant tech people. You could have done that behind closed doors. It did nothing for us, the gamer.
But to be fair, that's kind of like what E3 originally was for.
I agree, but that's not the way it is.
I understand. I'm just like trying to throw them a lifeline a little bit.
Forget that.
I don't know. I don't know if I would classify the VR thing as a failure.
No, I think that's definitely a me thing. Where it's like, to me, it was a failure because I felt like they let the market go. Even if I think PlayStation sold 5 million VR headsets.
Yeah,
like,
it wasn't.
It
was more than they expected. I'm pretty sure
it was,
but it wasn't sort of like the numbers that Microsoft's like, oh my god, I regret doing.
I'm sure Xbox don't see it as a failure.
Yeah,
I see it as a failure because it's something that I wanted. I would love to play VR games and stream them and had those experiences where I just didn't get to touch VR because it wasn't on my platform of choice. So,
Okay. That's fair.
any other failures, Chris, you can think of?
Start of the year exclusives. I don't think Microsoft has had too many failures outside of that I can think of off the top of the head.
Yeah.
No Sunset Overdrive 2. That's a big failure, Microsoft.
That was never
I'm
going to
pretty
happen.
disappointed in you
They don't even
guys.
own the IP anymore.
Yeah.
So they were never going to be able to do that. So that wasn't an Xbox thing. That's a Insomniac thing.
Would you label all the cancellations that happened earlier in the Xbox's lifespan as failure?
Me, I wouldn't, because that's game dev. At the end of the day, they had to try. We're going to talk about Scalebound in a little bit, but no, I don't see them as failures. I think that's business. That's smart businesses decisions. Where it's maybe that was a success, because if they would have put out a poor exclusive, not even the money side of things. Like, forget the money. If Scalebound comes out and gets 5s, we got problems, because Xbox is already getting clanned. I'd rather no exclusive than a bad exclusive.
Okay, I can see that. I agree. Then do you think announcing them as early as they did, before they were 100% like sure it would come out, is a failure?
Again, I just.
Or do you think it's still a business decision?
So. I just see that as the business decision. I don't think.
Right.
I think when it was showed, it was on track to be a good to great game, and then once they saw it again, it was so off the rails that it either was going to get pushed, it was going to get delayed, it wasn't coming together. They've said that, right? They've come out and said that it wasn't coming together. Yeah. So, no, if anything, to me, that's a success, to be able to spot that this isn't working and like get rid of it as quick as possible. Not in like a meme way. Games get cancelled every day that we don't even hear about. So yeah. I don't think, and they needed to announce it. They needed a high E3. They needed that. At that time, they needed that. I remember that E3, and I remember coming away from it and being like, I don't get it. I don't get this game. But I remember Scott Sedman being like, oh my god, Platinum! I was hyped for that game. Like, I remember just being like, oh, okay, and obviously still learning about Platinum and learning about this studio. But yeah, no, for me, no, definitely not.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Go on. You good?
No, I was gonna say I don't think there's really any other failures.
Okay. What are your hopes for the future of Xbox? I mean, for me, my hopes are to give me a reason to buy Series X. Like, why am I buying this console? Why? I understand why I'm buying it from my point of view, but the company has yet to do anything to sell it on for me. So my hopes for the future are, sell me on this new box. Show me, I want new IP at launch, and I want old IP that's new. So I've got a bit of nostalgia. I currently have MC Fixer, who's been covering Xbox, buying Xbox for about 10 years now. I have no nostalgia for Xbox IP yet. Like, it just doesn't live in me. Where I do, I'm not even a Nintendo guy, and I do have nostalgia for some of those IPs. Like, Perfect Dark never done it for me. I'm not saying they don't exist, but for me,
just not for you.
For me, there's no nostalgia there. Like, if a new Perfect Dark gets announced, okay, I won't, like, it would have to be so big and so good for it to, and look so amazing for it to really be like, oh my god, new Perfect Dark. Like, I don't know, man. Like, they just don't currently have that with me. But Fable, they have it with me. That's the only game where I'm like, I remember borrowing Fable from my brother-in-law and playing it for the first time, and just, I remember that feeling of being like, this game's special. I love this game. Fable 2, sorry, not Fable 1. Yeah.
Is that a fault of Xbox?
We're not doing faults. We're doing hopes and futures.
Yeah, no. I know. I just that you don't have nostalgia for it. You wouldn't consider it a fault for Xbox, would you?
No, not really. I think it's that's on me, right? Like, I mean, that's my position to go, this doesn't jive with me. I don't care about Blinks the Time Cat, or I'm trying to really think, Project Gotham Racing. I'm really trying to wrap my brain now of like Xbox, OG Xbox exclusives. Remember, I wasn't an OG Xbox kid.
Yeah.
I was a PlayStation
Yeah.
kid
No.
back then. So
100%.
yeah, I just
I
don't
wasn't trying
have
to point
that.
fingers
No,
or
I know,
anything
I
either.
know.
I was just.
Yeah, just to give
Yeah.
more context though to the audience, where it's like,
Yeah.
no, I don't think so. I don't think it's a bad thing.
Okay.
I don't think it's their fault. I don't think it's my fault. I think it's just the way the cards have been dealt.
Okay. Yeah. For me,
Yeah.
hopes for the future. Exclusives. I just want them to knock exclusives out of the park.
Sirens
I
are on
think
my end.
what Sony's done for like in terms of games in general and how they've sort of made the projection of single player games with God of War and Last of Us and story games and things of that nature. I kind of want Microsoft to sort of even further that with the games that they start bringing out. I sort of want more high quality games, and I am in a very special position to be able to play them on both Xbox and PlayStation, mind you, but I want more games of that caliber to come out more consistently.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I mean,
exclusive.
if we're getting Last of Us experiences on PlayStation, and then we're getting something to that same caliber of storytelling on Xbox, then we're getting those experiences more frequently, and
yeah,
that's what we want, obviously.
absolutely.
Anything else? No, not really. Like, I don't really have much. I want them to wow me. They need to do something to really. This generation is so weird and so confusing and so different from any other console generation ever.
I think the term generation kind of has to like
It's gone.
slowly
It's
be
gone.
weeded out.
It's gone.
I don't think that I'll ever get away from the conversation because it's the easiest way to explain it to people who aren't in the know. Like, oh, this is the new generation of Xbox. Not really, because it's still all connected. It's generation in the terms that's the newest, the hardware. But yeah, no. This next few generations, I don't think it's just this generation, but the next one are gonna be weird to get accustomed to. I think in a sense.
Fair enough. And last one from Mini Midas is: what games do you wish were on Xbox? Number 1, Mario Party. Simple. Mario Party with working online.
Oh, dude. Oh man, this is a Nintendo podcast. We're not going to talk about it.
Is it? Well, the questions come in, so we can definitely.
Okay. Yeah, Mario Party with a working online. Any Nintendo game with a working online
would be nice.
that works good.
Yeah.
Yeah. And not some knockoff version like the actual version.
Yeah, I want Mario Party with a board online so I can play it with friends. That. What else? There's easy ones, but I don't wish because I own a PlayStation. I don't wish that Last of Us was on Xbox. Like, that's easy, but I wish it had achievements. Like, more than I wish it was on Xbox. Like, I don't know. You said Persona.
Yeah. Persona 5, so like 1000G it.
Yeah, I'm trying to. I'm a God of War. I'd be lying if I said I didn't wish God of War is a generational game. That game's maybe, if I sat down and really thought about it, it's probably in my top 5 games of all time now. God of War, Spider-Man, obviously, just because that game's amazing. Number 1, but number 2, because it's Spider-Man, it feels weird being an exclusive to me. Okay. Like, Spider-Man shouldn't be an exclusive. Like, he's too big of a
He's too much of an
iconic character, to be an exclusive character to somebody. Sunset Overdrive 2, when that comes to PlayStation, it's gonna hurt.
Do you think Sony actually is like, yeah, you guys can make that?
I don't think it'll be called Sunset Overdrive 2, but I think they'll make it, yeah.
But it'll be a Sunset game?
It'll be called Sunset, know yourself better. I don't know, like some sort of pun on like being the way the game is, like over the top and stuff. So yeah. They from watching from afar, Insomniac have a lot of love for Sunset and the world, and I just like if the studio want to do it and they're already making Spider-Man 2, why not?
Yeah. So it's also like Sony's apparently like very you can do what you want. Sony's not very much so leading developers in the direction for what they should do. I don't think
anybody is at the moment, if we're being honest.
Yeah.
Maybe EA and Ubisoft, but even Ubisoft come out the other day saying that we're hiring different people so we can change up the formula. Like, I feel like most big publishers are finally getting there where we're like, Oh yeah,
You gotta hire creatives and let them do what they do instead of like.
Yeah, we got to have trust in what we're hiring and stop babysitting them.
Yeah.
Not that that's how it is, but some of the devs I've spoken to, they hate it when they're handheld and they're forced to make something they don't want to make. Like, yeah.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, some of the biggest blunders in gaming probably come from that, right?
Yeah, definitely.
It's where like business doesn't understand like actual game design, and so it's like somebody who knows nothing trying to tell you what you should do.
Yeah,
So,
exactly.
yeah.
We're gonna leave it there for the questions. So we'll answer the next one next week due to the fact we're at 42 minutes already and we've not even got into what we've been playing. So we'll move on. What is in your box, Crash? What have you been playing this week, my friend?
I played the Kingdom Hearts DLC.
Cool. What did you think? Bad things. I heard good things on my Xboxandme.com, so go read that review. But other people don't like it.
Oh, it's not that good.
Yeah.
So story wise, why?
Yeah.
Like they have like lore stuff for Kingdom Hearts and stuff that like makes it go further. That's all cool, but that's such a small portion of what the DLC is that it's kind of like, why was this put out and why is it $30?
Yeah.
Because it's about 5 hours of boss fights. That's the only story stuff you get. You don't get a new world. You don't get anything like that. It doesn't feel worth the $30 because I was playing it and I was actually like laughing. It wasn't like enjoying laughing. It was like, oh, this is not good laughing.
Yeah.
They added like 12 new bosses and there's a secret boss, which all those are apparently good. I tried doing them. I'm not high enough level to do them, so I haven't been able to do them. And maybe my opinion would be a little bit different if I played through those. So
maybe
take my opinion with a grain of salt, I guess.
Yeah.
From what I've played, I wouldn't recommend getting this for $30.
Cool.
I don't think it's worth $30.
Yep.
Yeah.
So is it? Again, I'm not a Kingdom Hearts person. Still not got to Kingdom Hearts 3. I know I'm a failure. Please, let me just be quiet and in peace. All right. Is it not even? You're a hardcore fan. Like, you love Kingdom Hearts, so it's not even for you. It was worth it.
No.
Wow.
No. There's that one point where they send you on a fetch quest, and that's like the only exploration you really get to do in this is a fetch quest, and it's like
not good.
It leaves a bad taste in my mouth to pay $30 for this. Yeah. I think if this was like a $10 or $15, I think if you separate the boss battles from this and charge for them separately, I think I would have been fine with it.
Fair enough. Okay. Yeah. All right. Anything else you've been playing you want to talk
about? Apex.
Yeah, we played Apex yesterday.
Yeah.
Great experience. Remember when I was playing really well, got some kills, carried us all the way to second place. Remember that?
Yeah.
Your
controller was the MVP. Yeah.
My controller was legit the best.
Yeah.
So for those who don't know what the hell we're talking about, go to my Twitter, scroll down a little bit. There'll be a video of me playing Apex with Crash, and Crash screaming at me, like literally going crazy because we got to the last two. Somebody pushed me. My controller died. It was literally just us and this other team. 2v2. Crash was not happy. Crash was so angry.
I wasn't angry. I was not angry. I listened back to it. I was not angry. I was not angry.
But it sounds like it.
No.
It's funny. It's a good clip. You don't think so? Don't think it's a good clip?
A clip?
Good clip? Where's all red?
That was fun, I guess, you know.
Okay. Apex.
It was a good clip. Apex.
New character.
New character. Haven't played it.
Haven't played it either. Yeah, so can't really talk about that.
Don't have it yet.
So.
Map changes.
Yep.
I like the map changes so far.
See, because I've not played enough Apex, I didn't notice the map changes. Is the problem?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I've been playing quite a bit recently.
Oh, okay.
So I say quite a bit, but it's been like once or twice. It hasn't really been quite a bit. But I played like the day before and then the day it came out, so it was all fresh in mind.
Gotcha.
I like the map changes. I think they were going to this weird spot where the map was getting very vertical, but not like the original map was sort of like sloped vertical where it was like a slow rise to verticality as opposed to like this immediate like tilted towers type of
Yeah,
verticality,
yeah.
which is what the second map had. And this sort of like knocks a bunch of the buildings down and all that stuff, so it kind of destroys some of that, which I
Fair
think
enough.
works out better for me. But I'm not good at the game anymore,
So
so
quick. I playing it.
it's
yesterday,
very quick.
I was like, wow. Take me back to Fortnite. Fortnite is
Yeah.
slow compared to Apex.
Yeah, I played some solos, and it's like I would rush people, and I'd get
Solos.
like a person or two down
Oh.
because you have to play that game quick. You have to play very aggressive,
Yeah.
and my teammates would be off in the back trying to snipe, and it's like that's not the type of game this is, and you don't
Unless you're
you'll
good.
get high, you'll get unless you can hit your sniper shots,
Yeah.
right? Most people can't,
Most people
but
play
like, yeah, I can't, so I can't play that way, right?
Yeah.
Oh man, I was playing yesterday and I took maybe 20 shots on these people. I landed one shot.
Yep.
Destroyed his armor, but I only landed one shot.
Yeah. Not good. Mate. Not good.
Yeah.
Do you think you're gonna buy the battle pass? Oh, you bought the battle pass.
Yeah.
Ah.
I'm really enjoying it right now.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, I've been playing a little game called Zombie Army 4 Crash. Zombie Army 4. If you don't know what it is, it's Zombie Army. There's zombies. They're in an army. You're running around. There's been 4 of them. There's 4 games.
I was about to say there's 3 other zombie armies. I don't think I've ever heard of this franchise personally.
Have you not? Oh, okay.
No.
Yeah, I've played it before. Not really stuck that much time into it. So it's by the team that done Sniper Elite. So you've got like those X-ray vision moments. Yesterday we got a great one. Zyger was like, "Hey, shoot somebody in the balls, and I'll sub." Was live on Twitch, twitch.tv/XoB Fixer, and I was like, "Okay, yeah, sure, I'll give it a go." So literally, I'm just sniping zombies' balls for like, I'd say like 3 or 4 minutes. And then it comes up and it's just like slow motion shot, goes through and then blows up the testicles. I'm like, that's cool. That's a cool moment. Like those moments are very few and far between. Is my only problem. Like it doesn't happen that frequent, but when it does happen, it's very rewarding. It's very fun. Like shooting a zombie through the arm and you see its arm just crack open, or shooting it through the skull and its head just blows up.
Question.
Oh yeah.
Wouldn't it be more annoying if it happened frequently?
Probably, but it doesn't happen enough to be annoying. But it doesn't happen enough to then. It leaves you wanting more, which is a good thing in a way.
Yeah.
Like you want it to happen more, but
It makes
doesn't
you feel
happen more.
rewarded when
It's
it
definitely
happens.
rewarding when it happens. Yeah. But the premise of the game is literally if you've not played the other games, you don't really need to. But Hitler started the zombie army. He's dead now, and you're just sort of saving the world. Like you go through Italy, you go through a couple other places. I'll be honest, I'm not really playing it for the story. That's not where I'm getting my enjoyment out of the game. I'm getting my enjoyment out of the game of, okay, I'm gonna sit down, I'm going to switch off for 3 to 4 hours, and I'm just gonna run around and kill zombies. And you've got your combo meter where you try and get higher scores. Like the more zombies you kill frequently, the more high score you get. There are like collectibles around that I'm like going around getting, because I'm thinking about becoming an achievement hunter again. And yeah, I'm just enjoying it. Like honestly, it is. There's nothing new. There is nothing that changes the game in this. Like you're not gonna go into this game and be like, "Oh my god, this is amazing." I would say it's probably like a solid 7. I haven't finished the game yet, but where I'm sitting right now, where it doesn't change the game, it doesn't break the formula. It's not that type of game. But if you enjoy getting together with friends and killing zombies, there are some cool, unique ways. Like they have like traps set up like along your journey that you can shoot. Like one's like, how would I explain it? Like a shooting target, and it spins around as you shoot it, and then like all the floor will get electrocuted. So it's like if you set up like horde barriers, but they're already set for you as you're going through the maps. And like there was the one I did yesterday, which was like you shot it and the shark came down and ate a load of zombies. And it's not crazy. There's nothing like it's just not like Last of Us, but nor does it try to be. It tries to be what it is. If you like Left 4 Dead, but you want a third person Left 4 Dead where you are leveling up your character, you're leveling up guns, like unlocking new abilities. It's perfect for that. It's perfect for that. It's a solid 7 with plenty of enjoyable moments, cool bosses, like armored zombies that come along, or this new one I faced yesterday, which was like the zombie that jumped in the ground and then grabbed you and infected you, and you had to go heal or you would just die. Doesn't matter what's going on. Like, just cool little moments like that. Like there's I don't expect it to be too long either. It's not a full price game. It's not $60. I believe it's $40. I think it's definitely worth it if you like those type of games. If you're into those type of games, it's perfect for that. If that isn't your jam, I totally understand that. But for me, it's scratching that itch right now. Perfect first game of the year for me, if I'm being honest. Like, I've been saying, I've been waiting for a game. It's like, this is the perfect one to, like, what am I doing today? Like, even before you got on, I literally loaded up real quick. I was like, let me just, I was like, damn it, he's ready. Damn, I gotta get off. Okay. But yeah, like, they'll drop you special mods for guns, like electrocuting. So you put electrocution on my sniper I've got at the moment. Oh, my shotgun, sorry. At the moment. So when I shoot a burst, sometimes it'll hit the zombie and then zap other zombies in the surrounding areas. My sniper does like a incendiary round, so I shoot a zombie and then like it'll shoot off fire onto other zombies. Yeah, it's very easy to pick up and play. It's perfect for that.
So it's a very turn your brain off game. And
yes,
go through the
exactly,
motions.
exactly. Okay. Which you need those games in your life. I feel like you don't always want
I want to try a game.
Yeah, it's not that at all. It's like, especially coming off like grinding the battle pass for Fortnite. Like, this is perfect for that. Where it's like, no PvP, no stress. It's like, I'm playing it on normal difficulty. I kind of wish I would have played it on higher difficulty, just because it's a little bit easy. But even still, with it being easy, I'm still having a really good time with it so far. So
that's good.
I'm enjoying leveling up more than I thought I would. I kind of thought that was just going to be like that's a pain in the butt. No, I've hit level 10 now on my character. I'm like, I can unlock this ability, I can unlock this, and this does that. And like, asking chat, what do we go for? And then it's like, let's do DPS, extra rounds, stuff. So yeah, it's really fun. Really, really fun. Really enjoyed it.
How comparable do you think it would be to World War Z?
I think it's better than World War Z, in my opinion. Okay. World War Z I have fun with World War Z. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
World War Z was more. I think World War Z was more the spectacle of how many zombies. Look at the mountains of zombies coming at you. Where this is a little bit more deeper. Obviously, World War Z did have like his leveling system and stuff. To me, that never really grabbed me at all in World War Z. Sirens on my end again. Sorry. Where this, I'm more like, okay, yeah. When I hit level 10, I'm going to go for this or this, and then like. There's like weapon skins you can unlock as well. You can compare the two, yes, but World War Z, I definitely felt you were reliant upon 4 people, where this you're not. I can play through single player and not feel overwhelmed at all. I played World War Z solo and didn't enjoy it. Hence why I literally went to the dev, was like, I'm not enjoying this game. The publisher was like, can I get more codes to play with people? Otherwise, it may affect what I say. Like, it wasn't fun at all for me. Where this, I tried to get everyone codes. I didn't get it. I played it. I'm still like, this is fun. I actually quite enjoyed it. So, yeah. But yeah, full transparency. Rebellion, the publisher, did send me a code for this game, just so people are aware. Okay. Should we move on, Crash? Should we get into the news an hour into the show?
Yeah.
This week on the dashboard, Crash, which is our news segment. For news. New for news.
It's still the news. Still same segment.
Still news. Same segment, just different name. Different name. Okay. This week's dashboard is, first, the report of the Xbox Series X mystery port meant for an expandable storage. Interesting. According to the new report of the mysterious port on the back of the leaked Xbox Series X, image may have been identified, and it could be for an expandable storage. In the new report from Microsoft Inside blogger Thurrock, the long, narrow port between the HDMI and digital audio port may be meant for an expandable storage solution, though not one we've seen on console hardware before. Thurrock initially believed this port was diagnostics, but sources say otherwise. Quote, that port is for storage expansion, according to people familiar with Microsoft plans, and offers the Series X a workaround as games continue to expand in size. Crash, the reports going around at the moment is that it could fit a PCIe Express card, which can also be used to add storage to console. But a CF card is quite expensive at the moment. Like for 12 gigs is like $600. What is a CF Express card? I've never heard of it in my life.
Don't ask me. I have
You don't
no
know
clue
either?
either.
Okay, you know a little bit more about PC, so I thought maybe
I've seen them.
Oh, okay.
But I have no clue what they're actually for.
Okay.
So.
Okay, I'm googling it now. So it looks to be, interesting. It's like a an SSD, but very much smaller, much smaller. It's like a memory card size.
Yeah.
Which makes sense, obviously, because I see the port. But I don't know why I was expecting something bigger. But yeah, okay, interesting. Okay.
The question is, how expensive will they be?
So I'm looking right now. A scan disk for a 512 gigabyte is currently £679.
Yeah.
So this is clearly for the long term, not the short term. Right?
Probably.
This is.
I think so. Yeah, this will be very interesting. I want. What if you don't get games and discs anymore? You just get chips.
No, they won't do that.
Huh.
No way.
I don't think so either. I don't
no
think so
way.
either.
And you put it in the back as well? Nah. And there's a disc drive on it as well? No way, Crash. No way. You're crazy.
Maybe this is just like sort of an option for people who do have this. Like, hey, you can use this as an external hard drive if you want, instead of, or not an external, but instead of like a traditional hard drive, just to give people more options. And then maybe Microsoft could also sell its own branded CTF Express cards.
Clearly, they move. The one I'm looking at currently is up to 117,000 MBS is per second, I'd assume. And they're made for 4K raw video files. So clearly, they're good cards. I've never heard of it before in my life, so this is all new to me. But I generally thought that was just something for like devs, like a dev port sort of thing. It weren't going to be on the full retail.
What everybody thought.
So now we're like, oh, okay, that no USB-C, but this.
To be fair, it could be just in the dev kits where like they don't know how much storage the dev kits need, and maybe they need more. Yeah, it's a possibility, I guess, but who really knows at this point? You know,
we will wait and see. I guess we will wait and see. Next story is about Platinum Games, and they would love to finish Scalebound with Microsoft's permission. Platinum Games said it would love to finish making its cancelled action RPG Scalebound one day, but would need Microsoft's permission to do so. Producer Asushi Inaba. That's about right?
I think so, yeah.
Thank you. Spoke to Eurogamer.pt recently about this and asked if they would be able to self-publish. Sorry, let me do that again. About this and were asked if being able to self-publish could mean Scalebound would one day be finished. The quote below has been translated by Google. Quote, again, it's a good question, but this was an intellectual property that belongs 100% to Microsoft, Inaba said. Whatever happens with this project, we can't really do anything with it unless Microsoft leaves us. But it's a game that we fall in love with and love. If the opportunity arises, it's something we would love to return to. End quote. You think we see this ever? Do you ever think we see Scalebound? Ever?
No.
You don't think even Microsoft would let the IP go, sell it to Platinum, and they come out with it?
I don't think Microsoft lets that happen.
Even they don't. What do they need the IP for? Now, at this point,
I don't think they need the IP. But if this comes out and it ends up being a good game, I think that looks bad on Microsoft.
I agree.
That's the only reason, because I think if it comes out and it's a bad game to a decent game, it's sort of like whatever.
Oh, I think that's when
I don't think it affects Microsoft. Yeah, but if it comes out and it's a good game and people love it, I don't think Microsoft could explain it, and I think Microsoft would be in every right in why they didn't keep going with it. Like at the time, it didn't look like it was right. It didn't look like it was going anywhere. Mind you, all people working on it would be in different headspaces now and then, so it could come out different than it would have back then.
To me, this smells of a second party. Why not just second party this? Own the IP, let Platinum do it, and then Xbox. No, Xbox don't want their name on it though. I get it.
Yeah.
They don't want, like, if they've not got. I think the problem is they don't need to put any more resources into it. If Platinum were like, well, pay for the resources, we will make the game. Can we license the IP maybe and then publish it everywhere? I guess. But even that, I'm a bit like.
It's still, if it ends up not being good, it's still Microsoft's name on it.
Yeah, and it's still their IP that they'll be using.
Yeah. It's like, oh, it's successful. We want our IP back. I don't think Platinum would want to do that.
See, I disagree with you there.
You think so?
Yeah, I feel like Platinum just want to keep making games that they care about, right? Which is what we're seeing now with Wonderful 101 and stuff like that. It's like, they want to work on stuff they care about. They clearly care about Scalebound. They've spoken about it multiple times now. It's like, yeah, I don't know. Maybe the only way you do it is if Microsoft recouped the cost back of what they lost on Scalebound and then sold the IP for a profit as well, maybe?
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe?
I don't know. I can't see this happening personally.
No, me either. Next up, Phil Spencer teases Xbox Studio the initiative doing new things and old things. After being officially announced at E3 2018, Xbox The Initiative Studio has been rather quiet. With the new console generation seemingly only a few months away, Xbox head Phil Spencer recently met with the team at The Initiative and revealed the first ever quadruple A studio was challenging themselves to do new things and old things in new ways. In a short Twitter tweet, Spencer shared that he recently met with the initiative's head of studio, Daryl Gallagher, and head of Xbox Game Studio, Matt Booty, to discuss the future of the quadruple A development team. Unfortunately, Spencer's tweet is pretty vague, so we can only guess at what Gallagher's team is up to.
Yeah, it is pretty vague.
It's super vague, where I'm like, yeah, okay. There's no.
Is there a lot to talk about
here? There's not really
much
here, but again, like I said to you before the show, it's like, it's Xbox news, I guess, kinda. It's
gotta mention it.
Kind of word salady, but still, yeah. He did talk about
challenging themselves to do new things and old things in new ways.
There's
a lot of stuff that could mean. That could mean that this isn't your traditional game, or that could mean that it's your traditional game with a new take on it, which I feel like every developer says about their game, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's very, very, very much just PR bull. Very much we could have avoided it, but again, like I said to Chris at the beginning of the show, before the show was recorded, we're an Xbox show. We got to talk about everything that comes out from, especially when it's the head of Xbox.
Yeah, and to be fair, this probably gets like all the people who are like diehard Xbox fans.
Oh, they love it, dude.
Excited. They're
they're
more than likely very excited by this. Like, oh my god, we're gonna get, the next big game is gonna be on Xbox instead of anywhere else.
We hope.
So.
We hope. Next one is one I'm very happy about. Star Wars Fallen Order expected to sell 10 million units. Respawn Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order is already a hit, but now EA says its single-player Star Wars adventure is on track to hit 10 million unit sales. During E3's Q3 2020 financial call with investors, EA revealed that sales of Star Wars Fallen Jedi Order significantly beat our expectations, end quote. CFO Blake Jorgensen says that EA originally predicted Jedi Fallen Order to sell between 6 to 8 million units for the physical year, but Star Wars already hit, quote, hit the high end of that third quarter, end quote. Good. Yeah. I'm happy for this.
I mean, absolutely.
Number of things that make me happy here. Not the Star Wars and well doesn't do anything for me. Like the fact that a single player, story driven, well made game, apart from the bug problems, well told story, published by EA, did well. It might be like I was saying beforehand, it's like, let's loosen that chain a little bit more, and maybe we'll get some more good quality games.
I was gonna say maybe EA's now like, maybe you know what? Maybe it's a good idea to let our developers do what they want instead of like hand holding them the whole process to put out products that don't hit right with the consumers.
Anthem.
Why you gotta mention Anthem? Why you gotta mention Anthem?
I apologize, Crash. I do apologize. Next one. EA made almost $1 billion on the microtransactions last quarter. Gaming giant Electronic Arts reported earnings for its holiday quarter last week, and the company performed above expectations. In particular, revenue from EA's Microsoft bucket called the Live Service
Microtransaction bucket.
Sorry, microtransaction bucket. Thank you very much. Called Live Service reached nearly $1 billion. To carry on with this, as you can see in the chart below, you can't see it because we're reading an article taken from IGN, by the way. EA made $993 million from live services during the quarter ending in December 31st. For 12 months as a whole, EA made 200
No, 2.835 billion.
Yeah, but that would be. Yeah, that's right. You're right. That's right.
Yeah.
It's not
$2 billion plus $835 million.
Yeah, million. Yeah, from microtransactions. And yeah, like Crash.
You know how we had the article before this, where it's like, oh, maybe EA loosens the chain. Then you get this article, and it's like, oh no, the chains are right back on.
See, I disagree. I think it's double down. They're gonna double down more with FIFA, Madden, Plants vs Zombies. You gotta remember, this is their mobile games as well.
Yeah.
Those games, and then I think that they should let that do that. Not that I like microtransactions at all, but whatever. Let that do that, and then use that money then to invest in more single player games that are gonna make lots of money as well. You can have the best of both worlds. You really can.
Yeah. I think my main problem is like EA's approach to microtransactions, because I've been on the record that I'm not against microtransactions. I don't think they're sort of the enemy. I think it's how you do it that's important. I think EA hasn't done it in a really great way in a lot of their games.
Yep.
And hopefully in games where they see that like, oh, we can put microtransactions in this and it won't affect the game.
Yeah.
They do it in a non-predatory way, right?
Yeah.
Battlefront 2 was a predatory
100%.
way to do microtransactions. I think Apex Legends isn't.
Nope,
right?
I agree.
You can earn all the characters for free. You can learn a lot of the skins for free and stuff like that. But that like nothing that really matters in that game is locked behind a paywall. There are some stuff that's like, I really wish it wasn't that way, but it's a lot better than it's been in the past. So
yeah, especially for Apex, it's a free-to-play game.
Yeah.
Like, I've not put a penny into that game yet. I've only just put pennies into Fortnite, so that tells you everything at the end of the day. Next up and last story for the dashboard this week, Bleeding Edge development process was changed by Xbox Game Pass. Speaking to gamesindustry.biz, Tucker said that the game direction has been influenced by its inclusion on the subscription service. Quote, there's a fair bit of focus at the moment on the new player experience, end quote. She says she believes that people who buy the game at retail are probably doing so, quote, because it's in a genre they know and understand, so they're going to have familiarity with things like objective control and class-based characters, end quote. However, Game Pass subscribers who are interested in trying something new might not have that previous experience or built-in interest, quote. If you've come to the game through Game Pass and maybe you don't know so much about this type of genre, it may be a little bit harder to get into the game, Tucker says. Maybe they don't know all of the buttons. Maybe they don't know how the game modes work. So they're focusing on that and make sure that's a nice ramp for new players coming into the game. End quote. Not much here, but I think it does definitely make a lot of sense. Where it's like, well, when you sell a game retail, right? It's like you picked up this game because you know you want this game. Where you pick up a game in Game Pass, it's like, how do we give the person who's clicked this the best experience possible that they don't go away and say this is crap?
The best intro to the game, right?
Yeah. And they really got a great intro in Bleeding Edge. I played it. I played their tutorial mode. It's very much Overwatchy.
Got it.
When I played like their training mechanic thing, it's perfect though. I think perfect for the way you experience the game. It explains what the game modes are. It explains the battle system. It explains this. It explains that. It's very good. Very, very good. If it's the same as what I played at XO 2019, you're in for a treat. You are really in for a treat.
Yeah. I think it's also like really important to see like devs acknowledge that they are doing stuff different from Game Pass for games that come out on Game Pass.
Mm-hmm.
And I imagine we'll see more of that type of stuff, right?
Yeah.
More, how can, if somebody comes into this game and it's quote unquote a free game for them, how can we keep them playing the game and whatnot and staying on the service as well?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Games with Gold this month, Crash. Xbox Games with Gold for February 2020 goes like this. TT Isle of Man, available February 1st to the 29th on Xbox One. Call of Cthulhu, available from February 16th to March 15th on Xbox One. Fable Heroes, available from February 1st to February 15th on Xbox One and Xbox 360. And Star Wars Battlefront, I think it's Battlefront 1, available from February 16th to February 29th on Xbox One and Xbox 360. Make sure you download the games. You've paid for them, so why not download them? Crash.
New games coming to Game Pass.
Oh, is there a new list?
Yes.
Oh, read that.
One of them's really good. I'm gonna save it for last.
Okay.
We get Wolfenstein Youngblood.
Oh, okay.
That's a newish game and it's co-op.
Yep. Oh, we gonna what? We gonna play co-op?
I guess.
That's a no.
We could.
Damn.
Yeah, I'll play with you co-op. I'll play with you.
Damn.
I'll play with you co-op, Fix.
Damn. I'm down.
No, 100%. I'm 100% down. Death Squared is on console.
I played that. That's not a bad game.
Never played it.
It's not a bad game. It's very much like an overcooked. It's a puzzle game where you can play with like 4 people.
Oh.
So you all got to figure out the puzzle together, and if someone makes the wrong move, you watch me and Haley play, I guarantee.
I'm pretty sure I've seen it somewhere.
We did a Let's Play in it as well, so yeah.
And then Death's Gambit on PC. Okay. I've played that. It's sort of Dark Souls 2D-ish, kind of like Dead Cells.
Oh, okay.
Except more along the lines of Dark Souls than Dead Cells, because it's not roguelike. It is a set map that you go through with set bosses.
Got you.
It's actually pretty fun. It has a really good soundtrack.
When did it come out?
It.
Last year?
I got it at some point last year. Yeah, I can't tell you the exact date.
Sorry, I ain't got time for that one.
Yeah, okay.
I'm on to new games. I'm on to new games.
Yeah. Man, I was really waiting for this. The first game that came out this year that really interested me. And then the big one, which some people might not think I'm big, comes both to console and PC. Final Fantasy 15.
Oh, it's in Game Pass?
Old game, yeah, but it's in Game Pass.
Oh, wait, it's on PC as well?
Yes, console and PC.
I might have to play that again on PC.
Yeah,
I almost picked it up on PC a couple of times.
Did you really?
Yeah, dude, no, I actually really enjoyed Final Fantasy 15. Way more
than
it's
a really good game.
Ever expected to, and plus they fixed like chapter 15 as well, and
the last chapter, yeah.
Yeah, I ain't got time. I don't have the time.
No, not for Final Fantasy 15. Yeah, but if you haven't played Final Fantasy 15, I really recommend you do it now that it's on Game Pass.
Isn't also what's the hospital game that's coming out? Like Theme Park World, but with a hospital. What's
Possibly.
it called?
I think there's other Game Pass games.
Called?
I forget what it's called. I know the exact game you're talking about. They literally tweeted this out like 30 minutes ago.
2 Point Hospital. That's
I'm pretty sure
that's also
another
coming to Game Pass.
Yeah.
But I don't know when. Wait, let me find the details because otherwise it's going to bug me. February 25th. That comes to Game Pass the day and date. So that's February 25th. That comes to Game Pass as well. Crash, I want us to do a segment where with Game Pass, where we go through either Game Pass or something, and we both play a game from Game Pass, and we come back and we talk about it.
We could do that.
I feel like
a weekly segment?
A weekly segment. Obviously, PS I Love You do something similar, but they don't have Game Pass. They just pick it from the store because they get codes for everything. We can't afford that. We broke. So
we'll do games from.
Like, I feel like, and we come back and we like report that we played this game and it was good or it was bad. And it doesn't have to.
Do we do it with the newer games?
No, we do it with whatever's on Game Pass. We can pick whatever.
Okay.
We can pick.
Do
whatever
we do the same game?
No, different
games.
Different games.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. They're gonna start an Xbox podcast, so we can steal from them. It's fine.
Okay. We got to get ahead of the curve before they come out. Got it.
Exactly.
All right.
You see where I'm going. All right. Let's plug, and get ourselves out of here. Crash, what you got to plug this week?
myxboxandme.com. We're doing a lot of cool stuff over there. If you haven't gone and checked it out, I really recommend you do so. And the YouTube page. If you guys aren't subscribed to that YouTube page, I swear I'm going to steal your phone and rate us on iTunes if you don't do it.
Also find Gresh at twitch.tv/Kreshnik. You can find me everywhere at MC Fixer. The big thing I'm pushing at the moment is I put out a little music video that you may or may not have seen. Kind of blew up my Twitter. It probably didn't blow up yours, but yeah, it's sitting at like 5.2k on YouTube, on Twitter alone. You can get it on YouTube as well. I'm going for the Kind of Funny up and comer program. It's not out yet. You cannot nominate me yet or anything like that, but I wanted to get ahead of the curve and let people know who I am, and you'll understand that if you listen to the song. So go check it out. I'd love your feedback, and if you want to see more, let me know. Haley wants to do a whole EP, so yeah, don't let her down. Don't let her down. I'm not down for a whole EP though, Crash. I'm not down.
Why not?
Nah,
you'd kill it.
too much. Yeah, too
Hottest
much.
mixtape.
Hottest mixtape in the world. The other thing I'll promote is my Twitch, which kind of my Twitch and my YouTube, where I'm doing tip videos now, or every Saturday morning. I've put out 2 so far. The response to them have been really good. People seem to be finding them very helpful. They're aimed at streamers and they're aimed at content creators. They're sort of labeled as streamers because that's how SEO works. But if you're someone who's even thinking about becoming a content creator or has done and fell off, I would say to check it out. You're gonna learn something from it. If I'm being honest, Kresh helped me pen out the next 3 videos, I think. But yeah, we've got 5 tips to help you grow on Twitch, which that's not only for Twitch, that's across all platforms. And then we've got 5 mistakes streamers make, 2020 edition as well. They're both doing really well. Some people are getting angry at me for what I'm saying. They don't like it.
I saw that.
Don't like what I'm saying. I don't really care. You're wrong. Again, I've been doing this long enough. I love it when in their Twitch bio is made over 1k on Twitch. And I was just like,
oh, that's gross.
So you think you're big because you've made £1,000 on Twitch? Okay, sure. But yeah, and obviously, last but not least, patreon.com/MCFixer. I was also, again, I'm plugging a lot this week. I don't usually plug this long, ever. I've done a couple of podcasts. I want to give a shout out to the John O'Peck. I did the Putting in the Work podcast, where we spoke about my Xbox and me, the Up and Comer program, myself, my journey, what it's like to be a full-time content creator and not make money, stuff like that. And I did the Boss Rush Games podcast, where we spoke about a bit of everything as well. So yeah, go check them out if you enjoy what I do. So yeah, maybe we'll get Corey on there one day from Boss Rush.
Fix, I think you're starting to become a sellout.
A sellout?
A lot of self promo there.
I don't usually do it. I don't usually do it, in my defense.
Yeah, that's why you're starting to become a sellout. Next week is going to be even more stuff. He's going to get rid of the whole dashboard segment. It's just going to be him for a self-promo.
Guys, let's just go to twitch.tv/MCFixer and youtube.com/MCFixer. And yeah, no. Thank you all for listening, though. Feedback's always welcome. And until next time, I will love you, leave you, and see you all later. Goodbye.
Bye.